okay? What about them? What the hell's going on? What was that?
You witch! What are you doing still alive? Have some sort of trick up your sleeve, didn't you?
Stop that! This way!
Somebody help! Over here!
So, in this stage we get introduced to the most unique aspect of this game, even more unique than the animated human faces stretched onto PS2 models. The sight jacking. But the game will explain to us in a moment. I said, it's like, okay, yeah, go on.
What's going on here?
She's still coming. We'd better hurry. Close your eyes. Yes. Feel around you with your senses.
Yes. So essentially, in this game, your characters can basically see through other people's and Shibido's eyes. It is pretty cool, especially whenever you can see yourself through somebody else's eyes, because whenever you do use, your characters do use sight jacking, they just like spaz out. And using sight jacking is integral to progressing through the game. It's not just like a useful thing. It is just like the game is designed to obscure a lot of elements, such as like where the monsters are looking. So you actually have to make use of the sight jack in order to know what they're doing. And another example here, we can look through through the Shibido's eyes in order to learn what the combination lock is. The way that you switch between the sight jack targets is by pressing L2 and then using your analog stick like a TV dial. Wait, that's not gonna communicate at all. Yeah, good one. Yeah, basically you have to tune into the right frequency, like on an old-timey radio. And there is a range to it as well. In some stages you can, and it seems that every character has a slightly different range to how far they can actually sight jack. And you sort of get an idea if a Shibito or a character is further away than another, because the further ones will get sort of like they look like they have a tunnel vision in a way. You will see a black border surrounding the view to sort of indicate that they are further away than another one, which is very clever because you often cannot exactly see where they are. But you can always tell if they're looking towards you, even if you can't see yourself. The crosshairs will tell you whether or not they're looking at you, and the crosshairs will also turn a different color. Well, they will turn red whenever they are actually actively searching for you, which is also very helpful.
Also, these are some smart zombies, man, being able to, like, pick locks and shit.
That's another thing. They, like, Shibito aren't actually very smart. It's more so that they're not like traditional biohazard zombies, as you could probably tell. They're more like a curse. They sort of repeat actions that they've done when they were alive, in a way. So if you sidejack a Shibito and just like wait, they will keep repeating a certain thing, a certain action, like going up and down the stairs, or just like playing with something, or fixing a wall. They very rarely change what they're doing, and usually it is triggered by you doing something else. Whenever, however, and by doing something else, I mean like the mission advances. You killing them, or them spotting you and then you run away, well, after that they will eventually reset back to their previous location. And another thing, they mentioned it already in one of the previous missions, you have to be very careful about switching out weapons because they're often not better than the ones you have. And since you can only carry 2 of them at a time, you may end up accidentally giving the enemy a better weapon than what they already have. You have to be especially careful when it comes to guns.
Yeah, don't give the Shibito a gun. Don't do it.
Because they all can absolutely use them. Not every character will be able to use every kind of weapon, but all of them will be able to use like at least a handgun. Kanae is an odd exception because regardless of whether she finds a weapon or not, she will never pick one up. She never does it. She's a passenger seat princess. And also, I should mention, fighting zombies on stairs has a lot of advantages, not necessarily because they get more damage or whatever. It's mostly because they are forced into a very slow walking animation, so you may as well take advantage of it. But yeah, here is an example of an thing that will unlock something. Could be removed with a tool of some kind. This is an example of a thing that will unlock a secondary objective way later in the game, and this one is like way later.
Don't you have like a metal pipe or a crowbar or something? Wouldn't that be enough to freaking pry that open?
Yeah, it's usually when they mean a tool, they do actually mean like an actual tool. There is several that you can find throughout the game, and they count. Most of them count essentially as weapons. Oh, and you could see right there, for like a split second, one of those clouds probably like went into this lady and revived her. Mm-hmm. The Shibito do revive eventually, regardless. And here you can see they are all alerted, and you can I was wrong about what I said before. You'll see their you'll see their sights as red, and that sort of indicates that they sort of know where you are, or they're looking for you, which is very nice. You can also change in the options whether you want the game to switch to the Shibito view whenever they discover your location. Some people may find it too distracting when that happens, but I prefer it because that gives a little bit more information.
Right.
Yeah, here I was looking for an archive item. But if you find it too bothersome, you can just turn it to a red flash, which is basically the same as when they discover, like they hear something, or they become suspicious and they start looking for you. But yeah, it's like if you have it set to sidejack, it's basically 2 stages. They know something, but they don't exactly know where. Like you saw it there. She like was like, ah shit, there's something going on. But also I guess because I was right next to her, it didn't trigger that sidejack. So it's thankfully it's thankfully selective enough that it's not going to you know, be too disruptive if you're like right next to the enemy. But yeah, these clouds, they will appear specifically in dark areas. They hate light, but because right now it's still before morning, they literally can appear anywhere. And yeah, we get an information. Soji Abe, 1928, whatever, second objective is unlocked. Some of these objectives will also, some of these actions will also unlock first missions, oddly enough. So it's not always secondary objectives.
Can't leave Yuri behind, why not?
Yeah, that's just what it says whenever they're too far away, but they generally just like get up to you very quickly.
There's nobody here. We're the only survivors, aren't we? Hey!
Sure. That's right. Open the 7 gates with the 7 keys.
Duco, but it can't be. It's too long ago.
Oh. Is that like psychic power? Actually, I once saw a ghost, you know? We used to have this dog, but he died, and then... I can tell you're not really interested. Hey, I think this is pure gold.
Well, nobody can run away the tidal wave of red water. If you've played the previous game, you will be familiar with the red water. And now they're explaining the link navigator, because we have whenever you see these half-filled rectangles, that means that you can do a secondary mission. They become available the moment it is possible to unlock the second mission, or if it's already been unlocked. If it's not been unlocked yet, then you will see a lock on it. What you can see, what you can do then is generally just like take a look at other missions, and if you open them and you see like actions needed to do another mission, then that's what you need to do in order to unlock it.
The time is 3:17 p.m. I'm checking to see if passage is available for Yamijima Island. Look, are you sure you can't?
What? Are you still here? Clear off, will you?
Please.
Show me about this much cash and I just might think about it. Now get out of here. I'm busy. Go away.
Hey!
Are you okay?
Yeah, thanks.
Is this the boat for Yamijima Island?
Yes, but no luck so far. This isn't going to be as easy as I thought. Wait a sec. Rosette Shumikami. The time is 4:02 p.m. I am currently in the cabin of the Shosei Maru and...
Please, wait!
Hey, what do you think you're doing? Hey, Kuko, stop them!
This boat is going to Yamijima Island, right? Please, please!
Oh, come on, please!
Get out of here, or I'll call the police!
Come on, let me get on the boat. I'm begging you.
Let them aboard. I'm in a hurry. Huh? Oh, all right. Hey, Kuko, you heard the gentleman. Let's take her out.
Oh, brilliant! Great!
Yes.
Oh, yay!
This captain was really easy to convince at the most minor inconvenience. But yes, we're now perusing the archive items. Most of them are just like background information, and some of them will contain audio files and even video clips. And boy oh boy are they special. You even have like magazines and even websites. You can find websites on in these archive items, and those websites have thankfully been archived by people, and you can actually view them. They do actually add to the game in a bizarre way. There's like for example, there is a website from their fake brand of cigarettes, where you get your fortune told, and all fortunes are bad. All of them are bad.
Yeah, just like in real life.
Yeah, pretty much. Oh no, wait. This is one of the best ones. Just get to it. Play the vid. No. You can technically just go between them like this, but since they're out of order, it's difficult to know what you've already seen or not seen. Right now it doesn't matter, but later on we will have more things unlocked, at which point we would be just going through stuff that we've already seen, and yeah, that's just a waste of time. So it's better to just like select them from the.
Why is there so much lore for some cup noodle?
You have to appreciate the backstory.
Jesus.
Like, they're fucking cursed, by the way. Like, if you read the description. And now these noodles are a collector's item.
Yeah.
How did the fucking cup noodles become collector's item?
I mean, if chopstick holders can be fucking collector's items, right?
I mean, I can kind of see that as like you could see that as a collectible, but cup noodles.
A relaxing moment. Spoil yourself. Collagen Infinity, a turtle jelly noodle from Green Turtle Foods.
We get
that was just straight up a commercial.
That was just straight up an ad, yes. And yes, we also get like bogus occult magazines, and they're freaking great. It may have not come as clearly, but Mamoru is well, I mean, he is a journalist. He's specifically a journalist for one of those bogus like occult magazines about citing Uma and stuff like that. And here's an example of a website, www.shibido.com. And here's the very first one that we picked up, which is the fairy tale about the mermaid princess. I believe this is more or less Yeah, this is just the Little Mermaid. You can also view the archive items from the pause menu during stages. However, certain elements such as the sound clips and video clips will not work if you're already in a stage. Probably just like an optimization thing on the PS2. They didn't want to like, you know, reload the entire stage, because thankfully they don't do that if you happen to die or something. They just more or less put you back where you belong, and it's not one of those games where they reload the entire freaking thing every time you die. Yeah, and this is an example of one of those items that we don't actually collect, but they just appear in our inventory once we've seen a certain cutscene.
This fog, the clouds, this is bad.
I can't trace anybody on the other end.
Well, of course, no land in sight.
Verifying current position. Where are we? Got no idea.
We have a situation, sir. How would you like to handle it?
This is an emergency. We'll just have to land wherever we can. I've got no communication. Nothing at all. Land! There's land up ahead. I'm taking us down.
Prepare for emergency landing.
Wait! You can't! No!
So yeah, this is how they crashed. And here's the graffiti we found right next to the who's it? A Ferris wheel. Also, I should mention, I'm sorry if I scroll too far without viewing something sometime. The scrolling on the documents is a little bit bizarre. Sometimes when you press it once, it will skip 3 rows of text. Sometimes it just skips 1. It's a bit of an oddity. Feels like they should have just like given you an option to view the text full screen, in my opinion, and just like have a separate option to view what the item actually was, because reading it like this is a little bit cumbersome. But yeah, you could notice that the notes in that notebook were pretty old, pretty damn old. Okay, and now we go to the well, technically second mission of Shumikami.
What? Tsukusa, is this your... Is this your... Is this... Has nothing changed?
That's me.
Now, Shu has probably the most unique ability in the game. He's blind, or close to it. And, but, because he's blind, his ability to sidejack is stronger, more unique than the other people.
Never seen you around. Who are you?
Because unlike other people, he can actually walk while using the sidejack. Oh shit. I'm gonna have to edit this. Good thing that we watched this. But yes, this is what you get when you're playing as Shumikami. You can barely see anything. You can just about make it out. Thankfully, you don't need to see something in order to rub your nose about it and press press the X button.
He can still see cassette tapes perfectly clearly, though.
Yes, that's an interesting little thing. But in tight spaces, your follower AI, in this case, the dog, Tsukasa, can get pretty annoying because they will follow you. And in tight spaces, they will basically just like block your path.
Mm-hmm. Classic companion AI.
Yeah, what can you do? But yeah, I'll need to remember to edit that cutscene. Good thing that we caught this.
Yeah.
Not the end of the world, because we still see this cutscene later on in the second mission variant of this stage. But yeah, I'm gonna have to remember to check this. So yeah, just as thankfully they are quite forgiving when it comes to the challenges that you have to solve as Shu, because you know obviously you can't really see very well. So the paths that the enemies run in his stages are a little bit more predictable, or so to say, they're slower.
Tsukasa's a good boy.
Yes, and essentially Tsukasa is our Resident Evil view from dog perspective.
Yeah. So is Tsukasa gonna be the one who brings the aliens to the game?
Well, I was gonna say there are no aliens, but there are Uma. Thankfully, thankfully you have an option to just like set him in specific points. The game gives you some of them, and before you ask, yes, the controls for Shu in this mode, or just like in general for every character, is tank controls. Although in all other instances, the camera is glued to your back.
This path. That's right. I've been through here before.
Yeah, and this is something that you also need to do for a second objective of another character. But yeah, in most scenarios, I prefer to actually not use Tsukasa's view, because this can literally give you motion sickness. And
Yeah, I can see that.
and I just like, thankfully, in this game, unlike the first one, the map is actually very, very helpful. You can actually see your position on the map and where you're facing. In the previous game, you did have a map and you did have a compass, but you had to figure out where you actually were based off of these two, which wasn't impossible, but combined with the unforgiving difficulty, it was just very difficult to play the game in general. And on top of that, you also had to figure out what kind of building you were next to, without you actually seeing exactly where you were at. So, you know, double difficulty.
Yeah, that sounds annoying.
It's too weird. I just can't explain it all. Don't you think so too? Everything that's happening around us. And what about that woman? Do you know her?
My mom kept sending off doves. But none of the doves would ever come back. I have to go to her soon.
Your mom, does she really exist?
You're terrible! So you don't believe me either? You're not going to help me, are
No,
you?
no, it's just that
She's toxic, ditch her.
Like, bro, she sent you like 30 red flags at this point.
Afraid of light, dodges questions, makes up stories. But yeah, see
Also,
you in the
somehow
next
knew
part.
about sightjacking.
Yeah, she explained it all well, very well, very well. Yes.